to get into some solutions for coaches who are maybe they're not even tennis players, or they play a little bit recreationally, but have almost no coaching experience. So what are some of the things that you can do to be quite successful?
My father was a football coach. He was I would say a recreational tennis player, although he played tennis in high school back in the day. And but his ability to motivate and study the sport so he could articulate the sport within a level that he could communicate. This doesn't mean you have to study 25 books and watch 1,000 videos. Obviously, a reputable coach will know certain aspects. That's why I wrote High School Coaching Mastery. Was that the idea was that I'm addressing the coach and say has zero tennis experience. And I've seen many coaches who have done very successful things because they may not have had the experience of coaching the sport or playing the sport, but they learned enough about the sport, or they had players that were good enough that he saw what they were doing well and said, okay, I'm going to use that as a model form or whatever. So yeah, you do not need to have tremendous or even mediocre tennis experience. It helps, but it does not necessarily guarantee that you're going to be a successful coach. It has to come from a lot of all the things that we're putting forth in this sequence. So go ahead.
Yes, get our books. And then in our books, I know in my book, I refer to some other resources that you want, like you probably want to get the tennis drill book that's out there. I didn't want to reinvent that. It's already really nice, right? You might want to get USTA Complete Guide to Conditioning, one of the best things the USTA has ever done. And I think Mark Kovacs is involved in that. So get those resources. Jorge Capistani has a gazillion drills you can go look at on his library for $1, right? So find those resources and, do your studying, just do your homework. You're going to be fine in 3, 4, 5 books. And this course is going to be amazing. And it's not going to be very expensive when we're done with it. I would say that's a great place to do it, is to give yourself a foundation.
Well, and I'll finalize that by saying this. Don't feel inadequate if you have limited experience either as a coach or as a player, because number one, you've got a lot of resources you just mentioned. Number two, if you have a passion for the sport, you're going to look for ways to be a good coach. And I guarantee you will become a very good coach.
Yeah, one thing too is your relative naivety could be an advantage because you can use the art of war on people. I'll give you an example. I was first year coaching at this one school and none of the coaches knew me. And this one guy who was sort of arrogant just assumed that I was brand new to coaching. So he says, how long have you been coaching? And I told him the truth about something. I said, well, this is my first year here. And then previously I spent 2 years at an inner city school in Hayward, right? And so not very impressive, right? I didn't tell him the whole truth. I didn't tell him I had 25 years of experience. So what did he do? He tried to take advantage of the situation. So I sort of suckered him into that. And then but I knew the rules of the league and I knew how to stand up to people. And when he tried to pull the fast one on me, I went, no, we're not going to do that. You can use that. I mean, you can study how people treat new people. And that's, as a coach, as a veteran coach, I've always tried to reach out to younger coaches and kind of give them some pointers and let them know that I'm their friend, not just their competitor. But you'll encounter the other people who will try to pull a fast one on you, and you have to be ready for that.
Yeah, and I'll close with one thought, and that is, do not be intimidated. As you were just kind of describing, I took over the team, the last team I coached. We had a very rich school in northern Utah in Park City, and they had an aura both the coaching, the players, and the arrogance. In California, we played against Palm Desert, a very wealthy school there. They came off their very nice bus with lots of rackets and clothes. We annihilated both those teams. And I will say that my kids never fell into the feeling of they had to trash talk them. We were so prepared. And if you're if you're a coach that has that feeling of confidence, your players will emulate that as well. You don't have to be cocky or arrogant to be a confident coach. So even if you're an inexperienced coach, don't sell yourself short and don't let other coaches intimidate you. Just smile with a look of, that's nice.
Well, and let's end with a John Wooden quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but ultimately the ultimate satisfaction is simply in knowing that you did your best.
Good point. Absolutely.
That's all you can do. If you do your best, you can have satisfaction in that. It doesn't always mean you're going to come out on top on the scoreboard, but there's a lot of satisfaction to be found there. All right, that's a wrap. Ready?
1, 2, 3,
go.